Calamari Salutations everyone, Squid here bringing you week 7 of the PAC Season 3. We are facing off against Jay or Gravy and his Vancouver TItangs. We are stoked by our last week battle that we won pretty convincingly. First win that we won really convincingly with the Appleton carrying the team on its back. It was amazing, it was glorious. But now we have a new opponent, so we have to prep for that. And let's look at the matchup. So, Cinderace. He has Cinderace, he has a Spathra, and Hexerus to a certain extent is also a big threat. Grimmsnarl, Clawitzer, Copperaja, Luxray, Palosand, Muk, Lilligant, and Braviary. So, Cinderace is really annoying for my team to deal with, especially because it gets Trailblaze. And there was a set that I faced in mock battles, which was basically Swords Dance and Pyro Ball, Trailblaze, stuff like that. And I really couldn't deal with that. So Quagsire is out of the question to check the Cinderace, so we could try Pyroar, but I feel like we have a better one. So, and Hexerus, how are we gonna deal with the DD Hexerus? Good question, guys. I don't really know. Hopefully my team can deal with that if it comes. If not, oh well, I'll just roll over a die, that's just it. And yeah, this is basically the matchup that we have. So, Cinderace and the Spathra. I feel like his Spathra will be fighting Terra. It's his Terra captain. And if a Spathra is not fighting Terra, it gets kind of walled off by the King Gambit. So I feel like the fighting Terra is pretty obvious in this matchup. And that we're gonna prep accordingly. So, let's start off with Baxcalibur. I went with Terra Electric this week, and for the specific reason, for two reasons, although I'm not using the second one. Supposedly Bolt Beam coverage is a really good coverage in Pokemon in general. I'm not running the electric part of the Bolt Beam core. I'm running Icicle Spear because at +1 Icicle Spear basically OHKOs everything, barring Copperaja and Cinderace, and those get hit by Earthquake. So, oh, and Clawitzer, but Clawitzer is not that bulky to survive a +1 Earthquake, so we should be fine then. And basically at +1 we KO everything. We have the loaded dice this week to power up our Icicle Spear because Ice Stab against this team is really good. And the main reason we are Terra Electric is actually so we don't get T-waved by the Grimmsnarl trying to stop our boosting stats, mainly our boosting speed. And next up we have Appleton. After doing such great things last week, we are bringing it again with a max physical defense set. This Appleton is designed to come in on the Cinderace and pray that it doesn't click U-turn, because if it does, it's gonna be really annoying to deal with. Body Press to chip things down, Dragon Pulse to hit mainly the Palosand. I feel like it was mainly for the Palosand. And we have Dragon Tail in case Spathra thinks that it can set up on us. We're just gonna say nope. No, you can't. Basically, that's it. And we're moving on into King Gambit. We have Sucker Punch, Kowtow Cleave, Iron Head. We are max attack adamant. We are running Chople because we, like I said, I expect the Spathra to be Terra fighting, so we have the Chople for that. And also for the Grimmsnarl that can run Drain Punch to eventually try to catch the King Gambit. So we are running that, and we are running Iron Defense. And the Iron Defense is for a specific reason, that Cinderace, Copperaja to a certain extent, Hexerus, eventually Braviary and Luxray. They are all mons that could pack coverage for Kingambit, and they are all physical. And Espathra, I can deal with having the Choppleberry. So all the other mons that think that can just one-hit KO it or catch it from a certain amount of range of HP, with the Iron Defense, Kingambit becomes really bulky and really hard for him to pin down and KO. So I think the Iron Defense will be pretty good here. Let's see if it plays off. And we'll move on into Toxtricity. Toxtricity will be my dedicated lead. And that's because Toxic Spikes is actually a pretty crucial part of my plan, of my game plan, because I expect the Muck. Muck could be a bring, but not for certain, as it's a low tier mon and doesn't serve many purposes in the match, I feel like. So I feel like I can freely set up the Toxic Spikes, and then my life just becomes much easier during the matchup. We have Volt Switch, Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is mainly to hit the Palossand for a little bit of chip. We have Anchor. If we get cheeky and just stay in with the Palossand, thinking that it can set up the rocks and then KO us, we're just gonna Anchor it, and then we can just stay in and hit something else for free. And yeah, I feel like the EV spreads that are on the Toxtricity are specifically tailored for the 12 speed EVs is so that we always outspeed the Grimmsnarl and we hit it with the Sludge Bomb. The special defense is so that we can survive a Psychic from Espathra, which is the strongest thing that it can hit us with at turn 1. And the defense investment is so that we can leave a Pyro Ball from the Cinderace. I believe not from Life Orb, but I'm not sure. I feel like I did EV so that it can also leave Life Orb. Jolly Life Orb, of course. And yeah, so I expect the Toxtricity to leave any hit turn 1 and then just set up the Toxic Spikes, and the game should run pretty smoothly from there onwards. Next we have the Gothitelle. So this set is highly unreliable, I know that, but at the same time I expect him to think that he's locked in. I'm gonna switch in Gothitelle on the Grimmsnarl. I expect him to think that he is locked in, so he'll just Parting Shot out, and then we activate the competitive, and it's and we just start demolishing stuff. We are clicking Focus Blast a lot. We were clicking Focus Blast a lot during mock battles. We are gonna click Focus Blast for sure during the match, because Copperasha otherwise will be a pretty good switching. So in case we miss one, we are Blunder Policy, and with the speed EVs that we have, we should outspeed everything after the Blunder Policy. So, and we should deal with Espathra as well, because we are Psyshock and not Psychic, so that we can still hit the Espathra boosting with Calm Minds. And Psyshock also does more to the Muck, so that's nice as well. And last but not least, we have Sylveon. Max Special Defense to also check the Espathra, because Espathra might get out of hand. And so we have the Yawn so that it stops the setup of it. And Wish, Hyper Voice, Baton Pass, pretty standard set on the Sylveon, if I say so. And the 4 EVs that we have are also so that we can outspeed Grimmsnarl if it's no speed investment. This is the team, guys. I'll see you on the match. So guys, as you can see by the setup that we have here, it's a little bit different than usual, because I'm actually on the opposite side. That's because yours truly forgot to hit the recording button. Let's all facepalm in conjunction for a moment. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I want to thank you hugely to Jack, because he was truly a gem of a person by sending me his footage of the battle, and hence we are here recording this for you guys. So thank you to him. And as I said, this is going to be a post-com, obviously. And as I said in the team builder, I was always leading Toxtricity, because I know that I can leave any hit from the Cinderace and the Espatra. I did it specifically for that. But if you guys are noticing that that item on the Cinderace here, that's a choice band. So we're gonna see what happens when choice band Cinderace leads against my Toxtricity. Okay, so here we are facing off against Jack. And we are gonna lead with our Toxtricity. Of course, we're gonna set up those toxic spikes, and he is just gonna think about a little bit, and he's just gonna click Pyro Ball. And we can see that Pyro Ball one-shots the Toxtricity, and I'm like, oh no, he's choice band. And now, at this moment in the battle, I'm frantically looking, oh, I have no answer to Cinderace, choice band Cinderace. Oh my god, I'm doomed. And I was like, oh my god, my life just became so much harder. So I go into Appleton, because I know that Appleton can take 2 Pyro Balls, but it can't definitely not take U-turns. So that's gonna be a problem for later. Meanwhile, I know that he wants to switch out of the Cinderace. He doesn't want to chip this. I was thinking there was a possibility that the Grimmsnarl would come in. I wanted to click Dragon Pulse, but at the same time, Grimmsnarl is immune to that. So I just clicked the Body Press to get a little bit of chip on whatever comes in. Hopefully he goes into Grimmsnarl. And now I'm thinking that Grimmsnarl will want to set up screens, something like that, or even taunt could be a possibility. I was thinking that he was gonna attack first. I was not thinking that he would straight up click Parting Shot. And he clicks Parting Shot, which is amazing because it's gonna proc my competitive boosts. And at the same time, it's awful because he can just go into Cinderace again. And I can't do nothing about it, because Cinderace is faster than this. I mean, theoretically, Gothitelle could be Choice Scarf, but if it's Choice Scarf, I feel like he could play around that. So I just have to switch up, because U-turn is gonna outright KO the Gothitelle, and I'm almost 100% confident that he will go for U-turn. So I will switch out into something that resists set U-turn. And that's something you guys will see that I was thinking. I thought a lot during the match about how could I get around this Cinderace, because this Cinderace just demolishes me, guys. You have no idea. So I was thinking, okay, I go into Sylveon. Sylveon is only max HP, but it should take the U-turn somewhat. It does not take it that well, guys, not at all. And but at least I have Sylveon in. I know that the worst thing that he can bring is a Copperajah. He does bring the Copperajah, and I'm like, okay, so now I have to switch into that and this. And I'm thinking, well, probably my best switching is King Gambit, since King Gambit is quite bulky on the physical side of things. And yes, so he sets up the rocks, which are amazing for him because I have no hazards on his side. God dang it, that Cinderace. And he's just gonna go into the Grimmsnarl, as I just set up the Iron Defense, because Iron Defense makes King Gambit so bulky, guys, so incredibly bulky, and it can take a lot of hits. You're gonna see now that Grimmsnarl is gonna click the low kick, and you got, guys, a quad weak move with the berry, so a weak move. It takes like a quarter of HP only. Luckily for him, he was Bubiri Berry, so because otherwise he would be dead to that attack. So I'm thinking, from this range, this looks like a KO on Grimmsnarl, even if it's a quad resist move. And I'll just click the Sucker Punch here as he makes that read and goes into Copperajah. And I'm thinking, well, that's fine because I really want to chip down this Copperajah because it's stopping a lot of mons on my team. So I just Kautok leave it for maximum damage as he whirlwinds out. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. He's just gonna rack up damage on things. And to my despair of all the things he could have switched me out into, it's the Sylveon. I'm like, no! My life was just already miserable as it is. Why did you have to make it even worse? So he's getting, while he's whirlwinding me out, he's getting left his recovery. And I really can't stay in with the Sylveon. So, because I need Sylveon alive to stop this Pathway later. So I really have to switch out, and I'll make a middle ground play to switch out into Appleton, so that I can eventually be roared into the King Gambit, hopefully, because I really wanted the King Gambit in. I unfortunately get Gothitelle in, so I'm thinking I need to get rid of this Copperajah, so I'm just gonna click the move to get rid of it ASAP. And I'll just click the Focus Blast here. Unfortunately, I miss. It's not called Focus Miss without its reasons, right? We do activate our Blunder Policy, which is amazing. But we get Whirlwind out, guys. And I'm thinking, oh, this Copperajah just came in to straight up ruin my life. So finally I have the King Gambit in. At least some silver lining here. So our King Gambit getting boosted by the Toxtricity being dead. I can just click Kowtow Cleave here, and it's free real estate really. So he's debating on which one to switch into the Kowtow Cleave. I just click Kowtow Cleave every time of the week here, no thinking required. And he just goes into Hexorus. So Hexorus takes one, okay, but not as good as as Jack wanted, because it's in Sucker Punch range now. But I'm thinking he's probably gonna have something for Sucker Punch, for sure. He's not gonna prepare for Sucker Punch. So I'm just switching out, expecting like a close combat, a fighting move, or even a ground move or something like that. More of the fighting move. It's what I was expecting. So what I wanted to say is I didn't expect him to just to have some tech to stop the Sucker Punch, or to not click an attacking move there to eventually stall me out. So I go into Sylveon. Sylveon doesn't take it that well because Sylveon is max special defense, as I discussed in the team builder. So he just clicks the close combat and gets eject packed out of there. Unfortunate, because he now gets the Spathra in, but I'm thinking, this is great. This is just what I wanted here. I wanted the Spectre in front of the Sylveon. So I'm just gonna click Yawn. In hindsight, I should have clicked Wish first, potentially allowing him to set up a little bit more. Because if he thinks that my reasoning is, if he clicks Calm Mind and sees that I just Wish, then he probably goes for Calm Mind again and I can get the Yawn off and get the recovery back on Sylveon. But I just go for the Yawn first, so now I know that he's not gonna stay in probably. And now I should have went for Yawn, but I do a little bit of a different play because I expected the Copperajah here, I believe. But instead he goes into Cinderace. And oh no, the threat is in again. Oh my god. And even straight out switching to preserve HP, I don't know if it was the optimal play. But oh well. But at the same time, I do have the Appleton in front of the Cinderace, so this is what I wanted. I know he's gonna click U-turn, so I have to keep my Appleton healthy enough. So I'll just click recover to recover back the HP that I lost. I calculed that and I knew for sure that barring a crit, I would survive the hit. So, and I knew that he would U-turn also, he wouldn't be in after clicking it. So I'll just recover HP to keep the Apple. I need to keep the Appleton healthy because it's the only thing stopping the Cinderace from running through my team. So I'm just gonna click recover, and here I'm thinking that he's probably gonna click Whirlwind again, so I can capitalize on that and just click recover once again to let the Appleton be at full. But he does double into the Cinderace again, and that's a bummer. Because I would rather have chipped this thing down with a body press, and I would potentially be out of range of the U-turn. But he does click the Pyro Ball. At first I was thinking, okay, I finally get some chip on the Cinderace. But after chatting with Jack after the match, he did tell me that was a little bit of a misclick. He wanted to click the U-turn there. So now I'm thinking, okay, so now I have a free body press against whatever comes in, and he just does the logical play of sacking the Grimmsnarl because Grimmsnarl is not useful for him at this point. And this is great. I'm getting recovery with the Appleton. I chipped the Cinderace a little bit. Things are going great at the moment. So here he's just gonna U-turn for sure. But I'm thinking, okay, so Espatra is not fighting Terra as I predicted, and that makes King Gambit actually a lot better in this match than I expected. So I'm thinking maybe he'll just go for Pyro Ball again. Either way, I just click Body Press once again, expecting him to potentially try to Pyro Ball me again, because I hadn't quite understood the Pyro Ball play at the start. And I get a little bit of chip on the Cloyster, but Cloyster can just eventually KO stuff. So I'm thinking, what can switch in on the Cloyster? He's probably gonna click something like not really U-turn, but I was thinking probably Water Pulse, but Water Pulse wouldn't KO, so why would he click Water Pulse? He just clicks the Dark Pulse and outright murders my Gothitelle. And I'm thinking, there's a chance he might be locked in, and either way Sylveon is the best mon on my team for special defense, so I'm thinking that I can potentially gain something out of this. So I'm gonna wish here, hoping that he's not faster than me. I do get the wish off. He does switch out because he was indeed locked in with the Choice Scarf. And now I'm thinking he saw me wishing, he's probably clicking Whirlwinds so that I can't recover with whatever I wanted. If I had Protect here, I would have clicked it, but I didn't. So he just clicks Earthquake to hit the King Gambit coming in, and that's smart on him. But unfortunately for me, that does KO the Sylveon because Sylveon was not invested in defense. And that wish is for nothing. Not only that, but Copperajah is still recovering HP with the lefties, and it's being highly annoying. And I just hope that I have hit the freaking Focus Blast earlier down the match, because that meant that this Copperajah wouldn't be as much of an issue. So here I go into Appleton because, okay, Appleton can eventually body press it to chip it down further, because I wasn't sure that Excalibur could KO it from this range. But I make the dumb but looks like Appleton was just in range of the rocks, and that was such a silly mistake by me. But at the same time, it does work out in my favor, because I'm working towards a bit of King Gambit's endgame here. Because I'm thinking the only way I can't really set up with the Excalibur here, because since he's with Copperage in, Copperage is gonna whirlwind me out, so I have to KO it always. And what I was thinking then is I KO it with the Excalibur, and maybe I can leave the Pyro Ball. I'll just KO the Copperage first, and then whatever comes in, I'll deal with it. Hopefully, I don't know. So he's debating what he's gonna do here. In the end, he ends up going into the Cinderace. So now that the Cinderace is here, Excalibur is fairly bulky. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe Excalibur can survive a hit. And I start calking, and I see, oh noes, Excalibur doesn't survive the hit. So my Hail Mary here is that I go for, I have Ice Shard on Excalibur as I discussed, so I was looking at the Sucker Punch damage, and Ice Shard would roughly put Cinderace into Sucker Punch damage range. So that's the play that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Terra here. I didn't actually need to Terra, but I just do it to show off to Jack, like gentleman's agreement. You can see what my Terra was. This was the Terra that I picked. I picked Electric Terra. I really didn't need to Terra here, but this Ice Shard damage is actually just what I wanted to put the Cinderace into range of the Kingambit Sucker Punch. And just like week 5, we are now in an endgame position where we have the Kingambit trying to solo the opponent's team. And he goes into Haxorus first, and I'm clicking Sucker Punch, obviously, because since he used the Pyro Ball, he's locked into Pyro Ball, he's gonna one-hit KO me for sure if he hits the Pyro Ball. So I just Sucker Punch first. He makes a good read by just switching out. I'm always clicking Sucker Punches because I still have 6 Sucker Punches left at this point, and because he was only 4 attacks, I didn't know that at the time. I was thinking that he could eventually Dragon Dance, but I didn't care. I still had enough Sucker Punches. I was always gonna click Sucker Punch, and until he attacked me, basically. He did attack me straight away, so now he's thinking, which one of these is the best to survive the hit from the B-Sharp? And I believe I was calking, and I saw that Clawitzer was probably not in range. And Jack saw the same thing. He was calking his Clawitzer investment, and he was seeing that Sucker Punch was not in range. We got the luckiest crit of our whole season here, because I assure you guys, it wouldn't have KO'd without that crit. And suddenly, this puts us back in the game, because I clicked Sucker Punch, but I was thinking, there's no way this KOs the Clawitzer with like max HP or something like that. We got the crit, and that's honestly amazing, because suddenly we are in the game. And I know for a fact that still Espathra doesn't touch the Kingambit, and I'm seeing here that I can eventually set up an Iron Defense, in hindsight, I should have just Sucker Punched there. No need to set up the Iron Defense. I don't know why I did that. The way it turned out is actually kind of funny. He protects to stall out another Sucker Punch from me. And I'm thinking, mind games, and okay, I'm just clicking Sucker Punch. I don't care if he Calm Minds. I still have 3 at this point, so I only need 2 to finish off the remaining ones, so I can afford myself to lose another one. He goes for, drum rolls, the Dazzling Gleam, and I KO it. And now we are in a situation where I know for sure that Sucker Punch KOs a Cinderace from this range. But as if you guys didn't notice, he has Quick Attack. He clicks Quick Attack and that causes my Sucker Punch to miss. And I'm like, oh noes, can I take another one? And the answer is yes. With 3 HP, guys. 3 HP is all that was left on the Kingambit at the end of the match. So we got that win. We got a win that we definitely shouldn't have. Without that grid, we don't win for sure. So we got super lucky during this match, guys. And once again, I want to thank you, Jack. Thank you kindly, because he's truly a gem of a person. He was very gracious talking to me after the battle went down. Many people would have been salty because of that crit, because without that crit, I don't win that match. And he was really a genuinely good person to talk to after the match, and he was really kind that without me asking, he was already supplying me the recordings for this video. So thank you, Jack, and thank you guys for watching this. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Squid, jetting out.